नमस्कार। आज हमारे साथ बीजेडी के सीनियर लीडर श्री राजेंद्र प्रताप स्वाइन, जो कि अठागढ़ से एमएलए हैं और ये फॉर्मर कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर रह चुके हैं उड़ीसा गवर्नमेंट में, और ये 8 बार से विधायक भी रह चुके हैं। सर, आपका हम स्वागत करते हैं।
नमस्कार
सर, रिसेंटली अ पार्लियामेंट्री कमिटी ऑन द वेलफेयर ऑफ ओबीसी विजिटेड Odisha and you submitted 2 memorandum, one from BJD and another from the Odisha Backward Class Youth Student Forum, the 10-point action plan. If you can highlight what were your demands you just gave to the committee for the welfare of OBC.
ऐसा है, सोशल जस्टिस का जो मुद्दा है ना, ये फ्रॉम टाइम इमेमोरियल है। जब से इंडियन सोसाइटी बेस्ड ऑन कास्ट एस्टेब्लिश्ड हुआ है, मे इट बी माइथोलॉजिकली और अदरवाइज, दैट इज द रियलिटी ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी। इसमें जो ग्रेडेड इनइक्वालिटी बंधा हुआ है फॉर एससी, एसटी एंड ओबीसी, उसके वी हैव बीन फाइटिंग दिस। हम लोग इसके बारे में लड़ाई की है बहुत दिनों से। और समाजवादी पार्टी में तो ये था 100 में पाए पिछड़ा 60, सोशलिस्ट पार्टी ने बांधी गांठ। उन दिनों से जब हम स्कूल में थे वो लड़ाई शुरू हुआ था, जब कर्पूरी जी ये लड़ाई शुरू किए थे एट ए फास्ट फॉरवर्ड मोड इन बिहार एंड इन दैट पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। सो देयर आफ्टर वी हैव बीन डूइंग इट एंड द एंटायर थिंग ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड ड्यूरिंग द फ्रीडम मूवमेंट भी। ऐसा सोशल जस्टिस का कॉज था, इसीलिए द फर्स्ट अमेंडमेंट टू द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वाज मेड when Nehru ji had to go to the South India Madras and address and commit that 15 and 16 article is to be amended. So it was Periyar who started that Andolan in South India. But आधार तो बन चुका था in Northern India also. और prior to our independence also, this is the dichotomy on which the Indian society, Indian mythology is also based. So you may call it haves and have-nots. जो भेदभाव था, ऊंचा नीचा, ये सब का against में social justice is the cause. So it was brought into the संविधान के दायरे में आ गया। So many articles covered that from 340 to 340, and in the directive principles of
state policy, DPS,
state policy उसमें भी आया था। But कोई आंदोलन नहीं था ऑल इंडिया लेवल में। So that determination was not there, but it started in 50s when Kaka Kalelkar first commission was made to give OBCs their right. काका कालेलकर का जो रिपोर्ट हुआ है उसमें वेरी डिटेल वे इट हैज बीन डन इन ओडिशा एंड अक्रॉस द स्टेट्स इट वाज डन। उसका जो दस्तावेज है इट वाज नॉट पुट अप बिफोर द पार्लियामेंट बिकॉज काका कालेलकर हिमसेल्फ हैज रिटन इन द लास्ट पैराग्राफ दैट दिस विल क्रिएट सम सॉर्ट ऑफ फ्लटर इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स। तो दैट ये कोल्ड स्टोरेज में चला गया है। फिर आ गया जब नॉन कांग्रेस सरकार आया इन सेंटर आफ्टर द इमरजेंसी, उसके बाद दिस स्टार्टेड गॉट अगेन इन बिहार देयर वाज आंदोलन। देन मंडल कमीशन केम। सो मंडल कमीशन का जो भी था, सो दैट वाज सबमिटेड बिफोर द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट। But Indira ji had come back to power at that time. Congress was back in power. So that went to the cold storage once again. But jab again 90s came, once again under VP Singh, the new government came. That time those who were against social justice, those who believed in graded inequality, apropos Manusmriti, they seceded from our main plank. So that time Saraj Yadav, Lalu Yadav, then Mulayam Singh Yadav, then our all our stalwarts from our states also. There were fighters like Srikanjana, Ramvilas Paswan, all these people, those were committed to the cause of social justice. They raised this matter. And VP Singh also, राजा नहीं रंक है, हिंदुस्तान का तकदीर है, ये स्लोगन हमने दिया था उस टाइम. So he actually, in the form of an official memorandum, OM, he introduced it. And उसके बाद जो those who were opposed, they took to Mandal. Rest is history.
Yes.
So ऐसा आ गया. उसके बाद में in 90s there was a case Indra Sayani versus the state. इसमें all so many cases was clubbed together, and in that case they decided that yes, OBC should be given, but they brought in something which was not constitutional. Constitution में ऐसा प्रावधान नहीं था कि इकोनॉमिक क्राइटेरिया पर इसको देखा जाए. ये सोशल
socially and educationally backward.
Educationally and socially backward. And जिन लोगों ने घृणा का शिकार हुए हैं, हिस्टोरिकली फ्रॉम थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स दे हैव बीन वंचित करण का शिकार हुए हैं, इन लोगों को देने के लिए ये था प्रावधान, ये था मनसा ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली. So they inserted this creamy layer part. Now, after the liberalization and privatization and globalization came, the entire, you will find 99% of the employment has gone to the private sector. You don't have any employment in the government sector. So what is the fallout? As it is, the Mandal Commission and prior to that Kaka Kalelkar Commission had also opined that the OBC population is around 60% in the country. But 60% were not given. We are bound by the court judgment. That's why it came to Mandal Commission opined that is 50%, 54%, 52% or 54%. That's why 50% of that is 27%. Even that 27% you'll find is nowhere available in the country in any sector. May it be judiciary, may it be in employment, may it be in executive. Nowhere. But इनका तो जो सेंसस में होना था 1931 में, लास्ट कास्ट बेस्ड सेंसस वाज डन इन 1931 में. So इसको एक्सट्रापोलेट करके जो they are coming to this mathematical percentage of इसको how to face this, how to give the OBC justice, social justice or anything. क्योंकि the mandate of the constitution is adequate representation. 16(4) के तो adequate कैसे देंगे? How to determine what is the how to define adequate? So you have to have some database, empirical database. ये सेंसस के जरिए हो सकता है. और in the 7th schedule 69 item 69 धारा में it is the bounden duty of the census commission, and census commission comes under the Home Ministry and Government of India exclusively. And also the Pravadhan of 94, that is in the 7th schedule, but in the union list it is 94, that any sort of data, any sort of survey or anything is to be done, that is in the union list. So now it is the bounden duty of the central government to conduct this caste-based census. So they have not done that thing. They are trying to avoid that thing. But that is a national demand now. Irrespective of party affiliation, now everybody is agreeing to it, and more so RSS is also telling that yes, that should be. They have come to know that the OBC have become conscious. They want to assert their right. तो इसके लिए जिसका जितना भागीदारी उसको उतना हिस्सेदारी मिलना चाहिए, और मिलने के लिए now OBC people have become very much conscious. तो दे हैव बिकम, उनका तैयारी भी चल रहा है सारा हिंदुस्तान में। तो इसीलिए वी आर डिमांडिंग दैट इट शुड बी देयर, एक्सरे हो जाए बॉडी का, तो कहाँ कुछ है,
क्या प्रॉब्लम
ये प्रॉब्लम है। नॉट ओनली ओबीसी, द अपर कास्ट ऑल्सो शुड नो दैट व्हाट इज देयर परसेंटेज। कास्ट बेस्ड सेंसस वी वांट। तो कास्ट बेस्ड सेंसस होने से व्हाट द अपर कास्ट आर एंजॉइंग हाइदर टू अनडिक्लेयर्ड रिजर्वेशन में, हाउ मच दीज पीपल आर एंजॉइंग, how much others are enjoying, that will be before then only you can make scientific approach and scientific intervention in giving justice to them in education, in sports, in any sector. So this is in fairness for the entire society and the country. This is not lopsided. तो आपका एक्सीडेंट हुआ है, आपका पैर टूट गया है, यू मस्ट बिफोर प्लास्टरिंग यू मस्ट गो फॉर एक्सरे. सो दिस एक्सरे वी नीड, एंड वंस द एक्सरे इज कंप्लीट then you can go beyond 50% of limitation that has been made by the court. The court has to go by what is the finding of the census and the finding of the caste-based census. And that is why we are demanding that there should be a caste-based census for OBCs and for the upper caste and for the entire society. And thereafter you come to know इसको 50% लिमिटेशन जो दिया गया है, विल गो बियॉन्ड इट. यू मस्ट हैव टू गो बियॉन्ड इट एज इज वारिस कंडीशन. जिस स्टेट में जैसा पोजीशन रहेगा डेमोग्राफिक, वैसा ही होना चाहिए. और उसके बाद ये जो क्रीमी लेयर का कॉन्सेप्ट है, दिस शुड बी थ्रोन टू द बे ऑफ बंगाल. इट इज नॉट द फिगमेंट ऑफ द इमेजिनेशन ऑफ द फ्रेमर्स ऑफ दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. क्योंकि इन दैट वे, नॉट इन प्रमोशन, नॉट इन, सपोज यू आर द फर्स्ट जनरेशन ओबीसी पर्सन, हजारों साल से वंचितकरण का शिकार हुआ है हमारे बाप दादाओं ने. वी आर द फर्स्ट जनरेशन पर्सन. सपोज वी हैव गॉट एक्सेस टू एजुकेशन बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड वी हैव गेन्ड ए पोजिशन. दैट डजंट मीन दैट आवर नेक्स्ट जनरेशन इज शुड बी विदाउट दैट रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी. They must also get that thing, because we are still, even if we are getting a good position in the society, but others look down upon us. हीनमन्यता रहता है, घृणा रहता है, ये तेली है, ये ऐसा जो है ना मानसिकता वो रहता है. तो दैट इज टू बी ब्रोकन.
पर अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने तो SC/ST में भी क्रीमी लेयर लाने का वो जजमेंट दिया.
इसीलिए तो यू मस्ट गो फॉर द एक्सरे फॉर द एंटायर सोसाइटी. इफ यू वांट टू गो फॉर, यू व्हेन यू अप्लाई द लेटर ऑफ द लॉ, यू अप्लाई टू एवरीबॉडी. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर डिमांडिंग दैट शुड बी रिजर्वेशन इन जुडिशियरी ऑल्सो. यू कैन टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड. गिव अ लेवल प्लेइंग ग्राउंड टू एवरीबॉडी. सोशल जस्टिस शुड बी अप्लाइड इक्विटेबल टू एवरीबॉडी. In judiciary, in executive, in legislature, and all the places, in gender equality and others also. So this is the burning problem now. It is also being discussed in the floor of the parliament, but I doubt the integrity of these people, those who are in the government. They will try to torpedo the matter. It was torpedoed in 2011 by this क्या बोलिए, आपका जो लोकपाल आंदोलन हुआ था रामलीला मैदान में, अन्ना हजारे. Where is he? Because in 2011, prior to that in 2010, that a unanimous resolution passed. Thereafter, only in 2018, again when discussion was being made for the coming 2021 census, Rajnath Singh, being the home minister at that time, had told that we will go for caste-based census. But now the census has gone. For the first time in history, census is not being done. The entire economy is in doldrums. Nobody knows what is the state of affairs, not only for OBCs, for SC/ST and others. What will be the allocation and other things? So equitable justice financially also is not available. You will find that there is a provision for the special component for the SCs and STs that comes to 1,26,000 crore, 1,86,000 crores, I think that way for SC and STs it is 86,000 crores. But for the entire OBC who are the bulk of the society, जो हस्तकार है, जो अपना खून पसीना बहा के उगाता है,
they are getting less budget.
they are getting only 2,000 crores in the last budget. So if this will be for the first time and for all times, if a benchmark is set, then you will find that the India will progress. And it will progress equitably. Everybody will be on the same foot. It has happened. This is a social andolan जो चलता आया है in different states, in different countries. In America also it has happened. When the blacks were not being given, when the women were not given the voting right. But Baba Saheb Ambedkar from the day one, by stroke of one pen, he had given universal adult franchise vote.
Yes.
One man, one vote, one value उन्होंने दिया था. But at the same time he had pronounced that we have got political equality, but economic equality is subject to social justice and others. And if you don't do it, then the edifice of democracy will just collapse. Now India's economy is under the verge of collapse. Nobody is happy. Nobody is happy. Entire sansadhan, everything is being concentrated into few hands.
Inequality is.
And indoctrination. इससे ध्यान भड़काने के लिए we are going for some other things. This will not stick for all times to now. अभी in the electronic age, in the age of social media and others, this has gone to each and everybody. So we believe in that will a equitable society, egalitarian society. ये हो सकता है अगर there is caste based census, we will get empirical and value. We will know हमारा भाई संख्या इतना है. We are due for this. आप लोगों ने जिन लोगों ने जिनका it is not the matter of merit. By no dint of merit, these people are enjoying 90, 70, 80% of the occupation in the IAS and IPS and IIM, IITs and others. Those are the people, those are decision makers. So nowhere in the decision making process you will find the SC, ST and OBC reserves. Second of all, you were talking of sub-classification. You just see, 27% has been given to us, but we are not in a position to achieve 6% or 4% or 5%. You achieve 27%, then you think of that these are the people, those have already enjoyed, thereafter you will not give them. We will go to sub-classification. You have given us 27%, but we are not in a position to avail 4 to 6% because historically we have been deprived of education, deprived of सम्मान. हम लोगों को उपहास किया गया है, दमन किया गया है, दबे कुचले लोग हैं. इनको तो you have to give them a level playing ground for a generation or two. For generation together, you are nowhere. And 50% ceiling that has been broken by the Supreme Court and the government itself. If 50% was there, by what criteria and measurement you have given EWS for 10%? And that too you are eating it away from our. So every state has different demographic composition. In Odisha it is very. Odisha में ये ऐसा अवस्था है 1994 में late Biju Pattnaik, he gave 27%. So 27% था हमारा. So by court cases, the court directed how you are giving 27%. Somebody, some upper caste people told that no, they don't have any empirical, you can't go beyond 50. So willy-nilly you have to give 40%, 41% to SC/ST because that is the composition, that is back to back.
Yes.
Their Sankhya Bhari is known, database is there. So 50% minus 40%, 10% is left. Understood? 38% or 39%, so 11.5% is to be given to the OBC. And other 50%, undeclared reservation for whom? What is their sankhya? Let us know that you are giving 50% of a reservation. Now 10% again you have given to EWS. So open it, make it a level playing ground, give everybody equal opportunities. So financially also it is to be given.
सर हमने ये एम्प्लॉयमेंट में बात किया, अगर एजुकेशन में देखते हैं, जब 2008 के बाद रिजर्वेशन इन एडमिशन टू एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट आया, तो ये गवर्नमेंट ऑर्डर से एडमिशन में रिजर्वेशन होना चाहिए था, और आप मतलब बीजेडी की उस टाइम सरकार थी, तो उसके बाद भी ओबीसी को 0% रिजर्वेशन एजुकेशन में, और अभी तक ये मतलब उड़ीसा के अगर हम स्पेसिफिकली बात करें तो।
आई विल एग्री टू योर प्रपोजल. I have been agitating this matter from within the party and without the party. This social reflection is inside each party. ये जो vertical pattern of society, ऊंच नीच का जो है, that is reflected in each of the parties in the country now. Some are organized upper caste parties, some are disorganized upper caste parties. Because BJP is a organized upper caste party, Congress is a disorganized upper caste party, and ours is a motley regional party. So we have to fight from within. That is why on our OBC MLAs pressure group, or we raised this matter, I raised this matter, for which OBC Commission was reconstituted after Biju Babu. So इतना डरा हुआ है हमारा समाज, इनका इतना भारी संख्या भारी है, बट साइकोलॉजिकली दे हैव बीन पुट, दबे कुचले हुए आदमी, जो लोहिया जी बताए थे, इस कोटे से दबे कुचले हुए, तो इनको जगाना है, तो एजुकेशन में जगाना है, इनको सचेत करना होगा, उसी आंदोलन में हम हैं. इसीलिए SC, ST, OBC Students Forum is committed. So this is an article of faith with me. I'll die with that faith, with that social justice commitment.
सर, जब एम्प्लॉयमेंट में आपने बोला कि पहले 27% था, फिर बाद में 11.25% आ गया, उड़ीसा ट्राइब्यूनल ने इसको स्ट्रक डाउन किया था, फिर हाई कोर्ट ने किया, और जो अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में पेंडिंग है,
वी हैव बीन फाइटिंग दिस थिंग.
हाँ, तो अब तो उसमें अभी सरकार
आपको देखिए, प्रोनाउंसमेंट इन इंदिरा सैनी केस पारा 840, that it will not be back to back applicable. They have told, when Justice Arijit Pasayat was the adjudicating in that in Supreme Court, I remember, we are fighting the case. So we told that Odisha's composition happens to be different from all other states in the country, because we have a whooping population of SC and ST. In Tamil Nadu, they have 1% of ST. They have 18% or something like that for the SCs. Understood? But in Odisha, our composition is 26% and 15%. So around 40% of our bulk of our population belong to SC, ST. Those who have been given protection under the 1950 order. इनको रिजर्वेशन दिया जाएगा. So that goes without saying. Now you have made 50% ceiling. So our population in Odisha happens to be more than around 50 odd. Take it for granted that Kaka Kalelkar or Mandal Commission has told that it is around 60%. Take it that the lower side is 52%. The lowest side is 52% or 54%, that is half is 27%. So now we will make it 27% plus 40%. So it should be 67% if you want to give social justice to SC, ST and OBCs, apropos our demographic composition in Odisha. But that we can do because the court says that what is your empirical data? So empirical data, you know, can only be garnered by the central government in a uniform way across the country without any opposition. Because that the mandate of the constitution happens to be that in the union list 94 item and in the 7th schedule the mandate is that census, survey and other things is the exclusive right of the central government. So we urge upon the standing committee, इनको बोले कि you recommend that way, that there should be caste census. Unless that is there, it is redundant. And OBC standing committee is not a product of this government. It is out of the what you call जो आंदोलन चल रहा है हिंदुस्तान में, that is the pressure group which have created. It is only a decade old. इसका जो प्रावधान हुआ ना ओबीसी लोगों के लिए, तो that is the, so they must subserve the interest of the OBCs. इसीलिए हम we have been telling that जिसका जितना संख्या भारी है उसको उतना हिस्सेदारी, लेकिन उसके लिए तैयारी होना चाहिए. तो हम लोग, हमारे लोग हजारों सालों से सोया है, तो हम जगाते हैं, उनको सचेत करते हैं. तो इसीलिए हम बताए इनको.
सर जैसा कि सोशल जस्टिस का आप बात किए, ओबीसी एससी एसटी का बात किए, अगर हम बीजेपी को देखें तो जो अभी हमारी जो राष्ट्रपति हैं, मतलब जो माननीय राष्ट्रपति हैं वो ट्राइबल हैं और यहीं से हैं और एक मतलब औरत हैं. अगर हम चीफ मिनिस्टर को भी देखें वो भी एक ट्राइबल है और यहाँ पे डिप्टी सीएम एक महिला और ओबीसी हैं. अगर बगल स्टेट में भी देखें छत्तीसगढ़ में, वहाँ भी ट्राइबल चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं जो कि बीजेपी से हैं. तो जो बीजेपी है ऑलरेडी एक स्टेप आगे ले लिया सोशल जस्टिस. आपको नहीं लगता कि वो लोग भी सोशल जस्टिस कर रहे हैं? फिर आप कैसे करेंगे, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी आप 24 साल तक सरकार में थे.
ऐसा है, ये विचारधारा के ऊपर रहता है. आप लोगों ने सपोज आई एम बॉर्न ओबीसी बट माई कमिटमेंट इज नॉट फॉर सोशल जस्टिस, एक समता भित्तिक समाज के लिए आई एम नॉट कमिटेड, देन आई कैन बी कॉल्ड ए कमिटेड सोल, कमिटेड टू द कॉज ऑफ द ओबीसीज. मेरा सोच विचार है वर्टिकल पैटर्न ऑफ सोसाइटी के लिए. ऊंच नीच का भेदभाव, ऊंच नीच का समझ और सोच विचार हमारे दिमाग में ढका हुआ है. ऐसा है तो इफ मैडम द्रौपदी मुर्मू should have been called to the consecration of Ram temple, Mr. Kovind ji should have been also there, but that is not there. The mandate of Manusmriti was overhanging their thought process. और आप देख लीजिए इन IAS, by this reservation around 314 IAS officers, those who belong to OBC, were not given justice during the pendency of Modi ji, who vouches that I am OBC. So let him bring and give justice now. He can't do that because he belongs to a monolithic party, which party is not controlled by democratic functioning. It is controlled by the RSS, and RSS represents the vertical pattern of our society. If you are not a Chitpavan or Kanauji Brahmin, you cannot head RSS. Their composition is there. So सोच विचार का ऊपर निर्भर करता है. एंड ये जो विचारधारा है ना, ये भी आप याद रखिए, जो उदारवादी ब्राह्मण लोग हैं, जिस टाइम से ये सोशल जस्टिस महात्मा ज्योतिबा फुले के टाइम में हुआ था, that time it is उदारवादी ब्राह्मण लोग, those who gave protection to him, those who gave made the atmosphere in that time. शिक्षा देना चाहिए, शिक्षा should be open for all the SC, ST and OBC children. So ये संघर्ष मानसिक स्तर पर रहा है. So this is also the opportune movement. If we are not in a position to achieve social justice now, maybe we are again in the language of B.R. Ambedkar, will decimate. Again we'll go back.
सर अभी आपने जैसे बोला कि आप एक रीजनल पार्टी हैं, अभी बीजेपी जो सेंटर में है वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन की बात करती है। इनफैक्ट उड़ीसा में तो साथ में ही होता है, लेकिन फिर भी अगर जब वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन होगा तो कहीं ना कहीं जो चुनाव है वो दो पार्टी पर हो जाएगा, जैसा कि अभी एनडीए और इंडिया ब्लॉक है। आप जो लास्ट इलेक्शन हुआ उसमें किसी ब्लॉक का हिस्सा नहीं थे, पर फिर ये हुआ कि आपने सारे लोकसभा सीट खो दिए और आपकी सरकार चली गई।
आप
तो
देख लीजिए,
क्या लगता है कि
ऐसा है बीजेपी के साथ जो रीजनल पार्टी समझौता किया है, कॉम्प्रोमाइज किया है, दे हैव बीन डेसिमेटेड। ये लोग पहले से आते हैं, बट द डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ दिस कंट्री इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी डाइल्यूटेड बाय एनी पार्टी और अदर पार्टी। ये हजारों साल से हुआ है। दिस इज अ डाइवर्स सोसाइटी। एवरी सोसाइटी has respect for other societies. यहाँ अलेक्जेंडर आया है, यहाँ हुड आए, पठान आए, मुगल आए, चंगेज खान आया। Have they been able to break the diversity, the federal attitude and tolerance that goes with the geopolitics of India? Tell me. So if Gandhi would have been born in Germany, he wouldn't have been Gandhi. And if Hitler would have been born in India, he wouldn't have been Hitler. तो सब जगह का ये जियोपॉलिटिकल सेंस रह रहा है। so, हमारे जो चीज़ है इसको जो लोग इच्छा करते हैं, one design will fit everybody. One design will never fit everybody. So one nation, one election is to divert the attention from garibi, bhook, lachari, the decimation of our economy, our national security, everything. They want to divert from that to this. But this will also be the death knell for the regional parties. They want to decimate. And they want to bring in what you call one nation, one leader, one nation, one party. That will not fit. हजारों सालों से ये बहुत तरह के लैंग्वेज है। In Odisha, 62 types of primitive tribals and others are there. इनका बोली 74 नंबर से बोली। इनको दे कैनॉट सबसिम इनटू वन। ये भारतवर्ष का आत्मा है, डाइवर्सिटी इन यूनिटी। दैट इज वाई जब हिंदुस्तान में जब पार्टीशन चल रहा था, चंद लोग 360 odd people were sitting when India was being dismembered by the British. इन लोगों ने बैठ के ये संविधान बनाया। They did not want that sort of bloodshed, that sort of disregation should be there. So many countries came to power. हजारों साल का लड़ाई चल रहा था। After Second World War, around 50 to 60 countries got independence. Now you count down only, I think India is one of the such countries. In spite of all diversity, we are having a democratic sense, and democracy is prevailing here. It is not because of BJP, not because of Modi, or not because of me, or not because of you, but because of the millions of the people, those who are committed to this here, which is their born quality, which is the geopolitical ethos of this country.
सर, आपका एक बहुत लंबा पॉलिटिकल करियर रहा है और आप जनता दल से शुरू करके बिजू जनता दल, आपने बिजू पटनायक जी के साथ भी काम किया, तो उनका बीजेपी के प्रति क्या वो था, और फिर जनता दल का बाइफर्केशन होके जब बिजू जनता दल।
देखिए बिजू बाबू, द डे ही वेंट टू दिल्ली, लास्ट डे I was in the assembly, he called me. That time our leaders, the then leaders, they were telling that we must have a truck with BJP. that was the माहौल चल रहा था. Biju Babu was that time in the parliament. So Biju Babu called me. In the midst of the assembly, I came and saw him. At that time, 1 or 2 flights were going from Bhubaneswar to Delhi. So he came and told me that, Raja, I am a secular element. हमने गांधी जी का जो मर्डरर लोग हैं उनका साथ मैं कंप्रोमाइज नहीं कर पाऊंगा. मैं मर जाऊंगा, बट आई कैनॉट compromise with the people, those who have assassinated Gandhiji. Their ideology is to kill the socialist structure, secular structure of the country. I can't have it. What is your opinion? I told him, sir, you are our leader. You have brought me to politics. So that was how the last dialogue was with him. He went, I saw him up at the, this will be I'll remember it for a lifetime. So I saw him up from Bhubaneswar, old airport. Then he came back dead. Then Janata Dal split. He became BJD and others. I did not join. I was the last person to join when Janata Dal at the center also disintegrated. The Chakka Chap, the wheel, that was also disintegrated. 2-3 factions became. Then Naveen Babu requested that, he had told that my every bone is secular to the nth degree. Will you want to join us? He requested. After that, after discussion with senior leaders, others, we joined with BJD. But our article of faith is social justice, socialism, and also secularism.
But in 2000 to 2004, you were in alliance with the BJP.
Yes. But at the same time, we are sticking to our guns. That was the compulsion. People of Odisha did not want that Congress to come back, because Congress looked down upon the people, those who were devastated by the 1999 super cyclone. More than 10,000 people had died. We had to carry the dead bodies for months together. That was the kind of administration at that time. People had become very much disgusted. At that time, the treasury of the state was zero. People used to get salary in 364 days. After 364 days, overdraft was the rule of the was ruling the roost at that time in the financial circuit. So everywhere there was hahakar. Everywhere there was disarray. At that time, the people wanted that Naveen Patnaik should come back. Give us an alternative where at least we will get some honest, such administration. So people had faith in Biju Babu and that legendary man's achievements, and in accordance with that, that was transferred to our Honorable Naveen Patnaik. So that was the compulsion. What the electorate wanted, that we must give justice. That is how it came. It doesn't mean that it is a meeting of ideologies. It was the compulsive situation where we had to give an alternative administration to the people of Odisha.
सर, जैसे मतलब आपने अभी नवीन जी के साथ काम किया, इससे पहले बीजू बाबू के साथ काम किया, अगर दोनों का नज़रिया देखें सोशल जस्टिस को अचीव करने का, तो सिमिलर था या फिर दोनों का अलग अप्रोच था, या फिर सोशल जस्टिस को अचीव करने का उनका तरीका क्या था दोनों का अगर देखें तो?
They were certainly committed to the cause of social justice, but social justice could not be done totally by one single party, which is a local party or a regional party. Once we are in the helm of affairs in Janata Dal, that time the Janata Dal had taken a stand on it. But in Odisha, you know, Odisha's social composition of the MLAs and others was against social justice. ये जो सिलसिला उसके that was broken, and that was broken only during Biju Babu's time. This way or that way. That is how we enjoyed for three examinations by the OPSC for OS and OPS and others. It was 27%, by which around 900 OS officers and 900 OPS officers or sub-inspector of police, they got the jobs because of this 27% reservation. That has been cut down to 11.25 under the garb of providing empirical data. So unless we find out an alternative solution to that, that is how Naveen Babu in his last term had constituted the new OBC Commission, had gone for a given directions, but you know your administration is also dominated by those people, those who have a squint-eyed view about the reservation policy. Everywhere those people, those who are from inherently against, there are each step they wanted to put up hurdles. Had he another 1 year, 2 years time, then we are also going the way Nitish has gone in that place, and they covered it in a big way. Their approach was very practical. They did it with a survey report which was very much put in shape, but in Odisha the other people could not do that in a good time.
ये इलेक्शन से पहले किया गया था जिसमें ये आया कि SC/BC 39% ही है, जिसको मतलब पब्लिक नहीं किया गया.
ऐसा नहीं है. They were not in a position to give total. There, these empirical were not database. They were conjectures. Some officers, some others, some vested interest people, they wanted to superimpose and take it. You cannot do this thing by slipshod. If it is 39, you should have empirical data behind it. The most backwards or backwards, there should be a clear cut without any doubt. Everything should be above board. So you'll find if that is there, and if it is more than 39, then it's all right. If it is less than 39, you must be in a position to vouchsafe for it with database. इसके authentic database होना चाहिए. तो ऐसा मेरा मानना है. ये लड़ाई बहुत दूर की लड़ाई है. ये इलेक्शन की लड़ाई नहीं है कि यू आर स्टैंडिंग इन इलेक्शन, you win or lose, but this is a election, no election लड़ाई. This is article of faith with us. हम लोगों ने कुछ युवा लोग सपना देखे हैं कि एक समता भित्तिक समाज गठन हो जाएगा, तो that will be the greatest contribution to Odisha. Because Jagannath Desh, after all, is also the land of Dasia Bauri and Salabeg, the most secular culture, which has whose immanent leader is Prabhu Jagannath. He is not he is supposed to be the god of the Savaras, the Adivasis. It is only the working class, it is only the toiling class, it is only the producing class, those who have given protection to Jagannath Ji in last so many years, in so many centuries. They have shed blood, they have taken all pains to hide him from any attack, and what were those attacks? It is against the economy, again the prestige of the working class. जो हस्तकार है, जो अपना खून पसीना दे के उगाता है, though the man who produces food, shelter, kapda, सब कुछ हमारे लोगों के लिए. So once you are the cook in a restaurant, are you going to eat everything? You cook, somebody else enjoys, isn't it? It is just like that. We are fighting this battle. We are trying to make the people, those who have been हजारों सालों से अंधकार में हैं, वंचितकरण का शिकार हुए हैं, छुआछूत का भेदभाव में शिकार हुआ है. हम लोगों ने तो ये डायलॉग दे के आते थे, छुआछूत मिटाएंगे, नया जमाना बनाएंगे. गांधी वाज फॉर इट, अम्बेडकर वाज फॉर इट, लोहिया वाज फॉर इट, कर्पूरी जी वाज ऑल्सो फॉर इट, पेरियार वाज फॉर इट, नारायण गुरु वाज फॉर इट, कबीर was for him, Guru Nanak was for it, संत रविदास was for it. So ये संत लोगों ने ये हिंदुस्तान का बनाया है. Cannot do away with that.
सर अभी लास्ट जो अपना असेंबली सेशन हुआ उड़ीसा का, उसमें एक आपका स्पीच काफ़ी हाईलाइट में रहा जो कि वाल्टियर डिवीज़न के बाइफरकेशन के ऊपर था. तो अगर हम देख लें जो ईस्ट कोस्ट रेलवे से वाल्टियर डिवीज़न को डिवाइड करके साउथ कोस्ट रेलवे जोन का जो गठन हुआ और इतनी जल्दीबाजी में विदाउट एनी प्रॉपर डीपीआर रायगढ़ डिवीज़न का वो फाउंडेशन लेकर दिया गया और साउथ कोस्ट रेलवे जोन का भी, इस पर आपका ये डबल इंजन की सरकार बीजेपी यहाँ से मतलब गवर्नमेंट तरफ से एक आवाज़ भी नहीं उठा, तो इस पर आपका?
अरे ये डबल इंजन का सरकार हुआ है, बट द इंजन विच इज नाउ वर्किंग इन ओडिशा इज ए प्रिजनर ऑफ सॉर्ट्स. ये बंदी लोग हैं. ये ओडिशा के बारे में 10 बार सोचेंगे, 1 स्टेप फॉरवर्ड 2 स्टेप बैकवर्ड, दैट इज देयर प्रेडिकामेंट. ये ऐसा ही होगा. इसीलिए यू सी वाल्टियर डिवीज़न, इसका दायरे में आता है 2 लोकोशेड्स, ईच लोकोशेड कॉस्टिंग 1 लाख करोड़ ईच, 1 भाईजैग पोर्ट, 1 भाईजैग स्टील प्लांट, and the entire lifeline in the KK line, which was hitherto in East Coast Railway. Nitish ji and Ramvilas ji, when they were there, and Devgowda ji was at that time the Prime Minister, they gave justice to Odisha. So that was how East Coast Railway was formed. Because Odisha's mining deposits are going via that line, and that's how we got that thing. Now they have taken a decision to dismember around 450 kilometers of Waltair Division to South Coast Railway, which was जो था हमारा साथ. So that is how we are going to lose around 10,000 crores का what you call revenue. And 10,000 people, those are working now presently in East Coast Railway, they will be relocated to South Central Railways. So these will have a cascading effect on our economy. So right from the day the Indian Railways was formed, 6 कंपनी था, इनको अमालगमेट करके इंडियन रेलवेज बनी. तो इंडियन रेलवे इज नॉट मेड फॉर एनी स्टेट. It gives you a national pride, it gives you a national picture. एक अपनापन देता है इंडियन रेलवे. So BJP for their own small interest to see that their central government कैसे बच जाए, नीतीश और चंद्रबाबू नायडू इन दोनों को सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए बजट में भी बनाए. We don't have any, you say your, but you cannot do that at the cost of Odisha. Indian Railways is not state centric, it is national centric. Agar if you have made it state centric and make it state centric for Andhra, apply the same letter of the law. Bring the portions those who are attached now to Southeastern Railway to this. Whatever is attached to Chakradharpur or to Bilaspur, let them be amalgamated and make it state-centric. And KK line they are telling we have given The minister, honorable minister, also made a statement that KK line is given to Odisha. But KK line up to Arakhu, not the entire. So these people are not here to save the prestige or the economy of Odisha. They are a sort of prisoners in the hands of the first engine, those who are operating from Delhi. They are calling the shots. These people are falling in line. Haath utao, haath utao. Very indoctrinated people. That party is also indoctrination. So Odisha is having a bad time now.
सर आप सैनिक स्कूल से पास आउट हैं यहाँ तक, और अभी जैसे नेवी डे अपना यहाँ पर सेलिब्रेट हुआ था उड़ीसा में, और महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी भी आई थी। पर आपको अगर मतलब पता होगा आर्मी रिक्रूटमेंट या फिर डिफेंस रिक्रूटमेंट में जो उड़ीसा का स्टेटस है वो काफ़ी कम है। अगर हम बाकी स्टेट को देखें जैसे हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड, पंजाब, यहाँ पर 402, 271, 174 पर 10 लाख पॉपुलेशन।
आपने तो इतना अच्छा क्वेश्चन किया है। अभी तो बताते थे ना, दोज पीपल आर एट द हेल्म ऑफ अफेयर्स, बीजेपी ने इतना सम्मान दिया, वो सम्मान दिया फॉर होम, फॉर इंडिविजुअली फॉर देम, नॉट फॉर उड़ीसा। टेल मी, आवर ऑनरेबल प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया is the chief commander of the armed forces. Has she taken a single call on army, navy and air force to conduct their rallies in Odisha for recruitment?
As per data, only 14% out of 10 lakh population are going from Odisha.
Yes.
List.
And we have been demanding for Pike regiment, these people, first engine and second engine put together. What is the fallout? You are at the helm of affairs, you conduct rallies, you are conducting several rallies in Haryana, in Uttar Pradesh and in your own Gujarat and other places, but you are not in a position to have any rally whatsoever for Army, Navy and Air Force in Odisha. Why? Because you are not committed to the cause of Odisha. You are committed to the cause of somebody else because you want to be the second fiddle. Biju Babu was not like that.
अभी जैसा मतलब आने वाला टाइम है, अगर सेंटर में भी देखें तो जैसे कांग्रेस के नेता राहुल गांधी हैं, वो भी कास्ट सेंसस को लेके मतलब वो मुखर होकर बोलते हैं, और जो ओबीसी और सोशल जस्टिस को लेकर आगे बढ़ते हैं। तो क्या फिर से हम लोग ये जो अपना उड़ीसा है यहाँ पे मंडल 2.0 करने का टाइम अभी है, या फिर कैसे कास्ट सेंसस रिलेवेंस है अभी इसके टाइम में?
देखिए, हजारों सालों से ये मुद्दा रहा है। एनी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी in the early 90s when Mandal Commission recommendations were made before the country by VP Singh, Congress did not take a stand in favor of it. We must know the historical background. They supported the Kamandalwala without any animosity, without any disrespect towards anybody. The commitment of Rahul Gandhi is born out of the necessity. This is an existential proposition before Congress, which should have been understood well by Rajiv Gandhi at that time, instead of hobnobbing with these obscurantist elements, the Maowadis. So Congress has to speak it. It is a good thing that Congress, being a national party, is voicing this thing vociferously. We congratulate them. But iska jo the composition of Congress High Command and Congress, what you call Congress leadership in different states is not social justice oriented. In all the places, in 2-3 places it is there. Yes, I will agree. In Karnataka's Siddharamaya ji, who is a committed soul for this. But overall, the drive that has been taken by Rahul Gandhi, it is all right. But जो उड़िया में कहते हैं ना, फड़े न परिचय थे, तो रिजल्ट हैज टू बी देयर, यू हैव टू परसू दिस। हजारों सालों से इसको परसू कर रहे हैं बहुत लोग, तो इसको अगर ठीक से किया होता तो अभी तक हिंदुस्तान आफ्टर 75 years वी आर गोइंग टू सेलिब्रेट आवर रिपब्लिक, वी शुड हैव बिकम द what you call one of the strongest economies, strongest countries, a happy country. Nobody is happy. In the happiness index,
We are far below
सबसे
the
far
adjacent
below.
countries.
In economy, it is concentrated. It is a banana republic now. All money, all संसाधन, everything, जमी जंगल ज़्यादा सब कुछ लोगों को दे रखा है इन लोगों ने। This will never happen. This is not a balance for Indian society or federal structure. इसको होना ही है।
तो हमारे साथ थे श्री राजेंद्र प्रताप स्वाइन, जिन्होंने बहुत सारे मुद्दे पर खुलकर बातें की, और हम लोग फिर से मिलेंगे। तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सो मच सर, अपना समय देने के लिए।